I looked around my house and it was time. It was time for me to call Kim's cleaning service because they're always at my service. I cleaned as much around my house today as possible before exhaustion hit. So I hope this video gives you some cleaning motivation to get something done around your house. Take 15 minutes to, I don't know, literally clean anything that you want or not. Maybe or not. But let's get into some cleaning. Yes, the time has arrived. It was time for me to call Kim's cleaning service to be at my service because my house was in disarray. That tends to happen. No big deal. That just means we're living life here. And that's just part of life, cleaning up the mess, right? I shared a bunch of before and afters on Instagram, and a lot of you guys seem to enjoy that I share the chaos. A lot of you seem to appreciate that, and I appreciate that you appreciate it. So thanks for hanging out with me and cleaning up my disaster of a house. I did spend this previous week kind of bedridden. So I finally got like 7% of my energy. And I said, today's the day I need to tackle the house, right? And the very first thing I did was soak my Tivas. I said, it's summertime. I need my Tivas looking good. It's all about priorities, right? That was my tip for Kim's cleaning service. Thank you so much. Feels good to get a tip. If you have an actual cleaning service and you find change around the house, I feel like you're entitled to keep that, okay? And if anyone comes after you, you just tell them I said so. It's fine. I recently bought some healing balm. Healing balm? No, it's heel balm for your heels and your feet. I bought it at TJ Maxx, so I slathered some up on my heels. I don't think that's how I'm supposed to do it. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to put it on your feet or wrap them in socks and go to bed, whatever. I didn't do that. I just wanted to test it out. I was impatient. And then I opened up those chapsticks and then they were miserable. For a second I thought, you know what? I should probably return these. One of them just fell out completely from the package. They were just chapsticks. And I thought, oh, it's a 4-pack. Surely I can share these with my kids for summertime because, you know, you need some protection on your lips too. Sometimes my kids' lips get really chapped, summertime and wintertime, but you know, anyway. So I thought, oh, these will be fun, but they are miserable. So hashtag do not recommend, 0 out of 10. Oh, isn't that so cute? I still have to talk about my Tivas, but I've had this picture of my mom from her wedding day with my dad. It's been just sitting on my bathroom countertop, and words are never my strong suit. It's fine. That's fine. Anyways, I've had it just sitting there perched up, and I finally got a nail and I said, today's the day I'm going to hang it up. And I love it so much. I did hang it too high, but maybe I'll fix it. Likely I won't. Okay. Anyway, back to my Tivas 20 minutes later. And I thought it is almost summertime. I need these looking fine. Summertime fine. And so I actually looked up, I Googled, I think, how to clean your Tivas. And it's just like first of all, very expensive sandal. It's the most expensive sandals I've ever had. Pretty sure I had a pair growing up. My mom was pretty bougie, so she shopped at like Bell's and like department stores and stuff. So I'm pretty sure I had a pair. Isn't it funny how like all the styles kind of come back? And I remember that happening, you know, when I was a kid. My mom would say, oh, I used to have bell bottoms or whatever it was, you know, and she would say, oh, I wish I would have kept this from, you know, my childhood. But now I have those thoughts like, man, even though nothing would still fit me from many years ago, but I always think, man, I wish I would have kept that, you know, it's the little things. Anyway, so I was cleaning my Tivas, and the best thing I found, I think just for shoes in general, is Dawn. And I actually have to clean another pair. I have like a pair of Skechers, and they have like fabric on them. And I should probably soak those too. Anyway, it specifically, when I Googled it, said not to throw your sandals in the washing machine. Although I'm sure some people do that and they come out just fine because they're supposedly like really good quality sandals. I mean, you pay for what you get, I guess. And
I bought them last summer. It was a big purchase for me. Okay. I did have a coupon, I'm pretty sure, but I was still like, oh, I don't know. But I've wanted them for a long time. So I bit the bullet and I did it. And I'm so glad I did because I love them so much. Anyway, I needed to clean them, short story long. And so I just threw some Dawn dish soap in the sink in the laundry room. And I just let them soak for, I probably let them soak for too long, but it doesn't matter because they were just soaking. And here I am washing a toilet. And does adulthood get much more glamorous than this? I would say no. I would argue no. That is the peak of attractiveness, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, I'm still working out my microphone settings. I just toggled back and forth. I don't know. I did a whole bunch of testings, but then I just listened back to a little bit of that. And I was like, I don't know, okay. So, you know, I'm working things out. I'm doing my best over here. And there's my Bissell Crosswave. Pretty sure a piece fell out on the floor. No, was I seeing things? Anyway, I love this thing. You guys have heard me talk about it so much. One point of contention I do have is like cleaning the machine after I'm done. But the good thing is, well, I do like little cleanings, obviously, throughout the week when I'm feeling fine. I've actually never cleaned my floor as much as I have since I've had this machine, which is a perk. But one thing that is kind of annoying, but this goes for anything, is you have to clean it after you use it. And the good thing about that is that most of the time when I use it, I do the whole house. And then it's like worth it for me to spend it really only takes a couple of minutes to like wash and rinse everything out just to make sure everything's staying fresh, right? Oh, did I even mention I'm doing like, well, my initial plan was to do a whole house clean with me. I didn't make it to the upstairs, but I mean, I kind of made it to the upstairs and realized, it's pretty tidy up there. I think it'll be fine. So maybe next time I'll do that. But for now, I did most of the downstairs, didn't do the girls' room because that's kind of their jurisdiction and they can handle that. But otherwise, did the whole thing, did not end up folding clothes. I did throw a load of laundry in. You saw me do that. I think laundry's never ending. You might as well just throw a load in if there's nothing else in your wash. Why not? Go ahead and do that right now and start your day off with a bang. But I thought, I just did a vlog and I folded probably 100 loads of laundry. And when you know it, I have more. It's surprise, surprise. No one is surprised. I'll tell you that. And so I ended up not folding the laundry, but I'll get to that eventually too. That's life. Laundry's never ending. Dishes are never ending. The mess is never ending unless you live a picture perfect life from a magazine, which I do not. So if you do, maybe give me some, you know what? Don't give me your tips, okay? Because it's just going to make me feel bad about my life. And I don't need that. That's fine. Life happens, messes happen, and then you just deal with it and move on, right? There are more important things to life than having a tidy house or keeping all of your clothes clean all of the time. It's like, whatever. For me, like, I don't really care that much. Maybe one day I'll be in a season of life where I care. I realize that I am not the type of person to do like a load of laundry a day, like start to finish. You know, I think there was maybe a week where I kept up with that. The slogan I heard or read or whatever was like, a load a day keeps the chaos away. Not for me. I don't think I can escape the chaos. But I will say I'm just like a 100 loads on the weekend kind of gal. And then you get it all done in one big fell swoop. And then, I don't know, I feel a little accomplished when I get it all done. When you see a laundry mountain that you can climb, like Everest, they should have medals for that. I climbed my Mount Everest equivalent of a laundry pile today. So I'm showing you my bedroom. Holy crap. I still had not yet unpacked from our trip. So I had some of that laundry to do and put away. And then I had like, see that grocery bag right there, the pink one? It was full of stuff that I cleaned the car out like a month ago. So like I always take a garbage bag, and then a bag of stuff that needs to come inside from the car. And sometimes when I get inside, I end up dispersing those items throughout the house. But sometimes you know, things happen and people come over and then I need to hide the mess. And, you know, I think my closet is the perfect place to do that. Just to hide it away. We all have our dumping ground spot. For me, it's typically the bedroom, my bedroom, because, you know, not everyone comes in here unless there's like, you know, someone who's needs a quiet moment with their kid or whatever. But for the most part, no one really comes into our bedroom. But then when it's clean like this, I'm like, well, leave the door open. Come on in. You want to peek? Oh, let's take a little field trip. You need a Band-Aid? Let's go. You know what I mean? Oh, you can get the Band-Aid. Go ahead. Speaking of Band-Aids, I really need to organize my linen closet. I just can't figure out a system that I feel like would be would function. How about that? We'll figure it out eventually. I thought about doing that in this video, but then, well, a whole thing happened. But first, well, I'll tell you what happened. But my, the diffuser right there, first of all, I've had it forever. There were 2 on there. I have found that one of them doesn't really disperse a lot. But that one is tried and true. It's like a generic brand. I think it's a Now brand. So it's like a generic, nothing special about it. And I have been doing essential oils. I just like to diffuse them. I'm not like super into it. I get them from Eden's Garden and I think I'm diffusing Joy. And then last night, Meredith was so rowdy. She was being so rowdy. And I said, I'm going to diffuse some, you know, lavender or whatever. I didn't have lavender, but I did have a blend called Good Night or something like that. Sweet Dreams or something like that. So I diffused that and she slept 4 out of 10. She's not a great sleeper, but it's fine. I think none of my kids have ever been good sleepers. I'm not a good sleeper. Alex is not a good sleeper. So I don't have that expectation on our kids anymore. So that's fine. Anyway, I also want to add essential oils are not like, before I got into essential oils, I always heard people rave about them like, oh, you can't sleep, diffuse this, and it's magic. It's not magic. Like, I don't even know if it does anything, but I do enjoy the scent of it, and it's supposedly all natural and all that good stuff, so why not? I enjoy it. I also do not recommend spending a ton of money on it because Eden's Gardens sells really quality oils for a really affordable price. So anyway, so I'm just cleaning off my bureau, and that is another catch-all place. If nothing has a spot for it, it just tends to end up on our dresser right there. I had a whole box of dance stuff that I put in the armoire behind me, and it's for Eleanor and Avelina. They have a dance recital coming up, and so I would rather keep all of that stuff together since I would know like when it's time that they need it. I know where it is. I don't have to like shift all over the house. So yeah, that was one of the boxes. And then I had a crate from Thrive Market that they just sent me on a whim, which was really nice. And it was full of like natural cleaners and glass spray bottles, which was such a treat. So nice that they sent me that. Hashtag non-spons, but I do love them. And they do sponsor me, but not right now. But it was so cool. And now I have this like wooden crate. I'm like, this is fantastic. What am I going to do with this? Who the heck knows? Right now it's sitting in the garage. I'm sure I'll find a function for it. Maybe I can throw my Band-Aids in there. Oh, and my desk was in dire need of a cleaning. Oh, really my whole house. If I did, I mean, you probably saw it in the intro, and in a second I'll go through the rest of my house and kind of show you like the before clips. It's not pretty, but that's life. Like I said, life happens, messes happen, and then you just clean them and move on. And you can enjoy maybe like 10, 15 minutes of a tidy house. I wanted to make that reel. Have you seen it going around on Instagram where it's like, attention family, I have just washed and cleaned the entire house. You are not allowed to live here, or don't touch anything, or something along those lines. I thought it was so funny, but then I didn't end up doing that. Maybe one day. Probably not. I'm not really good with reels and stuff like that, but I do my best. Anyway, so now I'm cleaning the floors, and I feel like, you know, even if my room is tidy and stuff, the floors make such a big difference. And I love that this thing friggin' like sweeps, mops, and vacuums all at once. Alex just walked by the back window. He's got someone with him, and he's like telling me to shush. Unless he's like telling I don't know. He's probably telling the person he's with, like, don't be so loud. But anyway, you won't hear him. Okay. What a mess this was. Okay, my kids went to a birthday party and they had like a bunch of teeny tiny little toys in the gift bags. And so those ended up flying everywhere. Aren't those the best? Can we do away with gift bags like that? No, thank you. I just like to say no, thank you. But the kids love them, so I totally understand it. Okay, here is the moment that I was talking about before where I didn't get to everything that I wanted to do because there's just a lot going on. And Wentworth came in the bedroom and was like, Avelina needs to be picked up. And he made it seem like, yes, my 5-year-old made it seem like she was like the last one there and I forgot about her. So I was like rushing to my phone. I was like, what time is it? I set an alarm. What is going on? Turns out she was fine. She just wanted to come home. So anyway, I rushed to go get her. And then I came home and, I mean, you were none the wiser. I didn't even have to mention that. But just sharing with you a little bit of the chaos. Oh, but doesn't the bedroom look good? Took me forever to do it because I thought I have all day to clean. No worries, no big deal. And then Alex calls me because he was with Eleanor at the park with, it was like her last day of school celebration with a bunch of friends. And then so he called and said, hey, Eleanor wants to bring some friends back to the house. And I said, is that a joke? And then I started texting him. I said, I'm not even out of the bedroom yet. That's how long the bedroom took me. I still have the rest of the house. So I started frantically texting him pictures of the state of our house. And he's like, don't worry about it. I was like, have we met? I'm going to worry about it. And he's like, no, I won't be home for however long it was, an hour or whatever. And I said, okay, let me know when you're on your way home so I can build my anxiety for absolutely no reason. So he did. But I was just going through and I thought, oh man, I have so much to clean. But you know what? It's like the best motivator to know that when guests are coming over, and to think, okay, time to tidy this place up, right? Like if it's a 15-minute cleanup or what have you. And at this point, Meredith is sleeping, so less distractions. And Wentworth and Wentworth and Meredith before that were upstairs playing, and they were totally fine and occupied, which again, I thought, oh, maybe I'll get to upstairs. But then, you know what? They didn't really make a big mess up there, so that's fine too. Anyway, sometimes this is the point where I'm like texting Alex back and forth, like, oh my God, what is happening? Please, what is going on? Anyway, there was chalk on the floor, all of that stuff. I had garbage from the bedroom. I had a box of Donate. I had a bag of Donate that Avelina went through her clothes the other day and said she wanted to donate some things. So I don't know why she thinks that like my bedroom, she needs to bring her Donate. I said, bring them to the garage. Anyway, so she just left them right there. But sometimes this German bench is like a catch-all. And I will tell you, when I went through, you might have seen Wentworth clicking the light switch on the wall, and our power went out. Not for the whole house, but like certain spots of the house. I don't know what the heck was going on. I plugged in the vacuum and it wouldn't work on like the living room wall to your right over here. And then the TV went out. Not that anything was on the TV. So then the Wi-Fi went out. Not that anyone was really using it, but I was like, what is happening? I don't have time to deal with this right now. I just need to make sure that my vacuum works, right? So I ended up finding a plug and that was all good. So I'm just tidying up the living room, and my gosh, do I have it in like 20 speed? I just see the stuff disappearing. I don't even see myself coming in the bedroom or in the room. But each room, I will tell you, aside from like the kitchen, but like the living room and dining room and stuff like this, the bedrooms for the most part, well, like the kids' bedrooms anyway, because that's mostly their responsibility to keep it clean too. So it's typically not so bad. Bathrooms too. Typically I can go in there 10 minutes and like have it looking nice and tidy. So there's the before. here's what it looked like. And here is the after. Wow, so sparkly clean. Actually, you know what? Sometimes all it takes is 10 minutes. Just put crap away. And that's the joy of having like drawers and stuff. Oh, there's toys. Throw them in a drawer. And our kids will likely spill them out. You know, play with them, take them out in just a few minutes. Okay, so I'm moving on to my dining room. And this room typically doesn't get a lot of action unless it is a bigger table. So when we have a couple extra people over, which happens very often actually, this is where we eat dinner. But we were putting together the teacher gifts, end of the year teacher gifts, which I did share on my Instagram, but I don't have a picture. I didn't take a picture, but they were very simple. I took the kids to the store and said, what are you thinking for your teachers? For the most of them, we got, the actual gift was a gift card, right? Because I've told you guys before, one time I read a blog post about like a disgruntled teacher. She's like, we don't want your homemade cookies and we're sick of your candles and, you know, all that stuff. So, and that really hurt my feelings, okay, because I used to make homemade Oreo balls. I'm sorry, who doesn't want homemade Oreo balls? But I get it. Allergies, people have different tastes or whatever. And I would always combine it with, you know, a gift card or something useful for them. I digress. I do the same thing, just a little different variation. So the real gift is the card. And I know like teachers are happy getting whatever. This was just one blog post that I read that just sat with me and will continue to sit with me for the remainder of my life. Oh, and hold on, I'll get back to that. But this room, all of the outlets went out too. And so I couldn't do the floors in this room, but I mean, I've seen worse. Alex and I say that all the time of like, this is the before. If we're looking at something or, you know, if something's pretty nasty or dirty or bad, we always look at each other and we say, I've seen worse. So when I looked at the floor and I knew the plug wouldn't reach anywhere else, I just said, I've seen worse. It's been worse. It'll be fine if I don't get to the floor. So I just moved on because none of the plug, Alex ended up, he came home and he like just flipped all the breakers in the garage and they worked. So I don't know what went wrong, but anyway. So what was I saying? Okay, teachers, I'm sure they're happy with whatever they get, but that one blog post will stay with me for the rest of my life. And I think about it all the time when I think, oh, what should I get the teachers? And really the main gift is, short story long, the gift card. So the kids got them a gift card. I mean, they picked out a gift card, but then I always try to pair it with something that is tangible because it's always nice to get either candy or whatever it is. So I thought, okay, what's something affordable that I can put together? I didn't want it to be like a mug or a cup. I've done cups in the past where I've personalized them. And like, I would like that, you know what I mean? But you know, not everyone is wings. And I know teachers are so over mugs. Like, please stop giving us mugs. We don't want them. You know, if they find a mug that they like, they can buy it themselves, I'm sure. Anyway, it's a nice thought. Anything you get was what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is anything that you gift someone, it's always the thought that counts. But I tried to think, okay, so what can they use? So anyway, something affordable that I thought, well, if they throw this away, it's whatever. I went to Target, or we went to Target, and I ended up getting those little pots in the dollar spot. They were $3. I had soil, I had rocks. I bought finishing rocks from the Dollar Tree, just a bag of them. And then my aloe plant started sprouting out a bunch of babies, like a bunch, and it's not looking so hot in the pot. It's way overcrowded. So I thought that, you know what, that is perfect. So these little pots, it was perfect that I had just the little aloe plants in there. And, you know, in the beginning of the year, it's nice if they have a plant in the classroom or whatever. And if they're doing summer camps at the school or whatever, or they can just take it home. They can put it in their garden. They can put it in their kitchen window. Like, it's just a small little pot. And if they don't want it, they can give it to someone else. Or, you know, it's a plant. They can literally throw it in the ground and Mother Nature will be happy. And I will be happy because I didn't spend an arm and a leg on something that they don't want. You know what I mean? So short story long, I put together a little plant for them. And then I found, you know, the sign on Etsy that's like, thanks for helping me grow or whatever. And then had the kids sign it. And then for, you know, some of the other teachers, we put together lottery. Oh gosh. I think the thing I found on Pinterest stated something like, I won the lottery having you as my teacher, or something along those lines. And I thought, you know what, that's cute. So we got like lottery tickets, and then I got a little bucket from the Dollar Tree and filled it with the candies, 100 grand. And then, you know, put the gift card and the lottery tickets in. So, you know, hopefully he wins the mega jackpot, but it's not looking likely. Okay, does anyone ever win scratch off tickets? Unless you buy like the $20 ones. First of all, I don't play the lottery, and I feel like every time I don't play, I win. Okay, but Alex does play. He budgets each month, and he says, this is how much I'm going to spend this month on lottery tickets, and he always stays between that, and it's not a very high number, but he did spend, I think he bought like a $20 scratch off. And I feel like whenever he does that, he's only done it a couple of times, but he always wins $20. So he breaks even. I'm like, but do you actually win? Like, that's not winning. It's just breaking even. I don't know. Some people enjoy that thrill. I'm not one of those people. I couldn't care less. Anyway, so that was one of the teacher gifts. And I thought that was, you know, fun and cutesy and didn't cost a lot of money either. I think Alex bought the dollar scratch offs for the ones that we put in his bucket. But, oh, and then the 100 grand candies were, I don't know, probably more than the lottery tickets. Probably more than the gift card I spent. Why is candy so expensive? Probably because it tastes so good. Okay, I've clearly moved on to the kitchen now, and I mean, this is the heart of the home. I feel like if I have a very limited amount of time to clean, we all have our go-to areas. Like, we all have our things that in a rush, I could probably clean the kitchen in 15. I always give myself 15 minutes. I always like to time myself, especially if I'm in a time crunch or like trying to get a lot done in a little amount of time. I will set a timer for 15 minutes and get as much done as I can and then move on to the next room. But typically for our house anyway, the kitchen, I feel like in general, is the heart of the home. And first of all, I mean, you saw it was the dumping ground. We had a bunch of kids over. They were all eating, and that's just life, okay? So I'm cleaning that up. And I think we had dishes from the night before even. Oh, yes, because it was like the kickoff to summer, and Alex did like a popcorn party, and the kids had hot cocoa, and it was a whole thing, right? So I said, just let the dishes go. Like, don't worry about them tonight, which we rarely do. We like to at least tidy up a little bit at the end of the night. And that way in the next day, it's not so chaotic. But I said, I'm filming a cleaning video. Like, it'll be fine. And, you know, I typically don't save things for cleaning videos. Like, my mindset is there is always something to clean, you know. Speaking of, my summertime Tevas. You guys, what is your like summer staple? These sandals just remind me of summertime. I don't know why. I think it's the bright colors. They're just so fun. But I ended up, like, did you see how dirty that water was? Obviously, they're shoes, so I didn't like pre-scrub them or anything. So they were pretty dirty. But the straps on the sandals, specifically the yellow part, and I don't even go like hiking or anything. It was just like, oh, whenever we're in the backyard or, you know, going to the zoo. I can't remember the last place I wore them, but anyway, they were dirty. They needed a good washing, and that did the trick. The Dawn dish soap and warm water, and that's really all it takes. Typically, that's usually all it takes. I almost did a teaspoon of Tide. Oh, first of all, the crumbs. The crumbs under the breakfast bar. It's never ending. I don't know. My parents, when we grew up, we always ate at the breakfast bar, and my parents had a rug under it. I can't even imagine how dirty that rug would be if we had a rug under it right now. It's just so much easier for me to vacuum / sweep and mop it all at once with that Crosswave. And then I thought, oh, well, you know what? Since I have the chairs all moved, I might as well just wipe the wall down and get these dust boards. And it was actually pretty dirty under there. So I'm glad that I did that. You know, just a little bit here and there is all you can do. And then here's the dirty water. Oh, it gets me every time. Man, it's so nasty. Isn't that nasty? And that's not even my whole house. I didn't do the kitchen or that's really just half my house. Oh my gosh, speaking of half my house, I'm not even done. I'm not even done with half my house. I don't know what the heck this is on my stairwell. You guys know, kids, they get into everything. They're always sticky. I just put Meredith down for a nap, and while I was putting her down, I had a few thoughts. One, wow, maybe I should redo my entire voiceover because I don't even know if I've said anything productive or anything that made sense. And then two, my second thought was, why is she so sweaty? Like, why are kids so sweaty? So I was putting her down for a nap. But you know how kids, like, they're sweaty and sticky and, like, they can be gross and get into everything. My guess is that's yogurt on the stairwell. That happens again. So I just wiped it off real quick with this. It's not even an all-purpose cleaner that I'm using around my house. I do enjoy the smell of it. I said I'm done. I'm done with this wall. It is a wall cleaner is what I'm using. And I got it off Amazon. I quite enjoy the smell. Did I just say that? And if Kim's cleaning service had a scent, this would be it because that's what I pretty much use around the house. Except for on the counters and stuff. I don't know. It's a wall cleaner. So I just use it on areas that I feel like using it on. It's fine. Whatever gets the job done. But short story long, I'm kind of over the smell. At this point, I'm just using it to get rid of it. And I'm ready for something new. And maybe more affordable because I don't think the wall cleaner... I mean, the wall cleaner does a good job of cleaning the walls. And maybe I should just leave it as a wall cleaner and use something else. I don't know. I like to go through cleaners, but I also like to use the same one, you know, if I'm doing a whole house like this at one time, because then I feel like it's a universal scent. Like, oh, you walk in, you're like, ooh, smells so nice, smells so clean, smells so fresh. And I did have someone last time I did a deep clean, or it wasn't even a deep clean. You clean the house one morning and we ended up having people over that day. Honestly, we have people over like every day, but we had a lot of people over that afternoon. And one of my friends said, oh, did you hire a housekeeper? I said, Kim's cleaning service. I should start, oh my gosh, you guys, I should make, first of all, before and afters. Oh, wow. Am I right? But I should make business cards. Could you imagine? That would be so funny. Kim's cleaning service. At your service. I don't typically go into my kids' rooms. Anyway, it felt nice that she thought I did such a good job that I actually hired someone to come. Okay, so I don't typically go into my kids' rooms. I do this randomly throughout, but it's a lot of their responsibility to keep it up. But it is summertime. It's the beginning of summer, so I'm going to give him a little break, okay? And I decided, well, let me tidy up his room. And plus, Wentworth's room is very visible from the common areas, especially if people are coming to use the guest bathroom right there. It's not the guest. I mean, it could be bathroom for anyone. But yeah, so I thought, well, let me just tidy this room up really quick. And really, he just has clothes all over the floor. And I recently put his dresser in his closet, and I feel like that opens his room up so much, so he has so much more room for activities in here, and he's just loving that. You know what else he's loving? His bedspread. Oh my gosh. He used to have a really nice comforter, but he literally hated it and would throw it on the ground, so that's what he wanted, and that's what he got. The Sonic, it's like a blanket. It's like a nap time blanket, and then the matching sheets, and he adores it. So you gotta do what makes your kids happy, okay? And so I'm just moving on to his closet and picking up a bunch of randomness, right? Kids are so random. Play-Doh's all over the place. You know what? A messy home means happy kids. Just lie to me. Tell me. So I know some moms are like, that's not what it means. You know, whatever. It's fine. Messes happen. I'll say it a million more times. And then you clean it up. And then guess what? It's a cycle. And it never ends. Just like lamb chop. So tomorrow, I am prepping for a big beach day. And I am so excited. I think it's our first family beach day of the year. which I can't even believe it because it's almost June. Is it June? I don't know what day it is. I don't think it's June yet. Yeah, end of the school year is like such a cluster and everything runs together, but I'm pretty sure it's still May. Anyway, so I'm really excited about that. And I wanted to ask you guys if you had any cool summer plans coming up. Alex and I are actually looking at a timeshare when we go to the beach tomorrow. I don't know, you guys, because as you know, we just spent a weekend away at the beach, and my gosh, 2 days, I think it was a 2-night stay at the hotel. I don't even, like, it hurts knowing how much we paid. And so we started looking up timeshares, and we were like, literally, we could have this timeshare for the rest of our lives. Obviously, there's a yearly fee, but it's so much cheaper if you're doing something like that. If you know you're going to be doing something like that every single year. So anyway, short story long, we're going somewhere to look at a timeshare tomorrow. So we thought, well, if we're making the trip anyway, we might as well make a day out of it and bring everyone to the beach. And then later in the day, Avelina has a birthday party. So it's always busy with multiple kids, okay? But it's always a good time. So anyway, I cannot wait for the beach trip tomorrow. I hope everything goes well. I haven't even looked at the weather, but I feel like on the beach, it rarely rains, right? Here's the after. The floors look so much better. I actually don't know what that white stuff is on the floor. I didn't try to, it looks like a scuff mark or something. I could have tried to like rub that out, but I didn't. And it feels a lot nicer in there. And I guess I could have, oh, I didn't even clean the mirror in here in the bathroom. This is the last room that I'm cleaning. And honestly, it feels good. I had bigger expectations for myself. I thought I'll get the girls' bathroom. I'll maybe fold the laundry. Like in the beginning, I thought maybe I'll get to it. And then I definitely wanted to go upstairs. But after seeing upstairs, it wasn't bad at all. Because I thought it would be, because the kids were upstairs playing while I was cleaning my bedroom and bathroom, which probably took me the longest. It probably took me just as long to clean my bedroom, bathroom, closet as it did the rest of the house. Like equal parts, you know? And I think start to finish, I mean, I don't know, start to finish, because I had to stop in between and go get Avelina, and you know, it was a whole day of cleaning, but I'm happy that I got it done. It always feels good to have a clean house, and it's still clean today. So that's why I brought up the beach when we come home from the beach tomorrow. Hopefully it'll still be clean. And don't you just love coming home to a clean house, a tidy house? And it's never perfect. My house isn't anyway. My house is never perfect, but it's whatever. Like, we live here, you know, it's fine. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out. I hope this gave you some motivation to like clean up around your house, get anything done. Anything you do is better than nothing at all, right? It doesn't mean that you have to clean your whole house in one day. Even if you just do one room, that's fine. Take 15 minutes, get something done, and you'll feel better about it. But I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. If you did, subscribe, put a little happy in your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.